Behind the scenes of fame and fortune, there are stories of struggle that many are unaware of. Some of the world's biggest music stars, who once enjoyed the spotlight, ended up facing the devastating reality of homelessness. It's hard to believe that a person who once had everything could lose it all, but for many, the pressure, personal battles, and poor financial choices led them to a place they never imagined. These artists, who once filled arenas and top charts, now live in the shadows, their names almost forgotten by the public eye. In this video, we uncover the journeys of 20 famous musicians who, after reaching great heights, found themselves without a place to call home. Their stories of hardship, resilience, and survival are a stark reminder that fame does not protect anyone from life's toughest challenges. In the early 1990s, Willie Nelson, a legendary figure in country music, faced a massive financial crisis that threatened to end his career. His trouble began when he discovered that his accountants at Price Waterhouse had failed to pay his taxes properly for years. This oversight led the IRS to seize nearly all of his assets in 1990, and he was hit with a staggering $32 million bill in back taxes and penalties. This amount was one of the largest individual tax debts in U.S. history at the time. Instead of declaring bankruptcy, Nelson chose a different path. He released an album titled The IRS Tapes Who'll Buy My Memories, a creative double album designed to help raise money to pay off his debts. In a move that displayed both his resilience and his deep connection with his fans, he appealed directly to them. His loyal supporters responded by purchasing the album and attending benefit concerts, contributing to his efforts. Willie Nelson also continued to tour relentlessly to raise funds, showing a level of determination that was remarkable. Over time, Nelson chipped away at his debt, eventually managing to pay it off in full. His perseverance and refusal to compromise his values turned him into a folk hero, admired not just for his music, but also for his ability to weather one of the toughest challenges of his life. His experience stands as a testament to the importance of financial literacy and how an artist's bond with their fans can be a powerful tool in overcoming even the greatest of obstacles. Aaron Carter became a popular pop star in the late 1990s, making waves with catchy hits and frequent television appearances. As the younger brother of Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, Aaron's career took off quickly, and he gained a loyal following. However, despite his early success, Aaron's personal and financial life began to unravel. Behind the scenes, he struggled with significant issues. Despite earning millions from his music career, Aaron later revealed that he was completely broke. By 2013, he had filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, revealing he owed over $3.5 million, primarily from back taxes dating back to 2003. Aaron explained in interviews that he had no control over his finances during his teenage years, as his parents and others managed his money. He admitted he had little understanding of where his earnings went. In his efforts to protect his family from legal troubles, Aaron reportedly gave away large sums of money, further deepening his financial problems. As a result, he ended up living without savings, facing housing issues, and accumulating over $150,000 in credit card debt. In addition to his financial struggles, Aaron also faced personal challenges, including battles with substance abuse and mental health. These issues only made his path to stability more difficult to attain. His story serves as a cautionary tale, showing how early fame, financial mismanagement, and misplaced trust can lead to heartbreaking consequences. Tragically, Aaron Carter passed away in 2022, leaving behind a legacy filled with music, controversy, and an unresolved struggle. During the peak of stardom, David Cassidy captured hearts worldwide through his role as Keith Partridge in the beloved TV series The Partridge Family. Touring with the show brought sold-out crowds and huge earnings, turning him into a superstar. Fans adored him, and money flowed in steadily from concerts and appearances. Life seemed perfect in those golden days, but shadows lurked beneath the surface. As fame waned, Cassidy's world crumbled. Addiction gripped him tightly, with years of substance abuse leading to repeated problems. Relationships fell apart under the strain, and health issues piled on, wearing him down over time. Financial choices added to the chaos, resulting in mounting debts. In 2015, he filed for bankruptcy, overwhelmed by nearly $10 million in obligations. Records showed large credit card bills, legal costs piling up, and even his home in Florida seized due to foreclosure. Assets were scarce, leaving him with little to hold on to. Legal troubles did not stop there. Multiple arrests for driving under the influence marked his struggles with alcohol. He shared openly about years of battling drinking issues that refused to let go. Medical woes intensified as well. In 2017, he announced a diagnosis of dementia, a painful blow. Later, his daughter revealed the truth behind the claim, explaining that organ failure from prolonged alcohol harm was the real cause, not mental decline. The deception added heartbreak to his story. Cassidy passed away that November at age 67, a sad end to a life once filled with cheer. Before that, the burdens of fame without proper support led to this downfall, erasing fortunes and dreams. Meanwhile, Drake Bell started his career as a teenage actor on the popular Nickelodeon show Drake and Josh, where he played a fun-loving character that made him a hit with kids everywhere. He also sang and performed music, filling concert halls with fans who cheered his tunes. Success came quickly, and it looked like his path to fame would go on forever. Yet, hidden troubles began to build up behind his bright smile and lively performances. By 2014, when he was at the top of his game, Bell found himself in deep financial trouble. He had to declare bankruptcy because he owed more than $150 million. His earnings from shows and music gigs were not enough to cover his costs, bringing in just $2,800 each month, while his bills ran up to over $18,000 every single time they came due. This money mess was only the start of even bigger problems that changed his life completely. In the years after that, Bell got tangled in serious legal battles, including accusations about putting a child in danger. In 2021, he admitted his mistakes in court and took a guilty plea, which led to time under watch, along with orders for counseling to help him cope. Fans and the media no longer saw him as the harmless star they knew, and instead, views of him turned very negative. What once were packed events and role offers dried up fast, wiping out his job chances in acting and music. Bell opened up later about the struggles inside his head that played a part in all this, and he tried to make comebacks on his own by releasing music without big company support. Even so, the harm to his name was too much to fix, and his tale shows how early stardom, court fights, and tough decisions can ruin a promising journey that seemed so solid before. His early roles had fans laughing and singing along, but now those days felt far away as he dealt with the fallout. The shows he starred in brought joy to millions, yet in private, debts piled up month after month, showing how fame's costs can sneak up quietly. Monthly bills kept coming, eating away at his savings, and despite some income, it was never near enough to keep him afloat. This led to that bankruptcy filing, a public step that exposed his struggles to the world. Fans might have remembered his goofy dances and catchy songs from those Nickelodeon days, but soon, whispers about legal issues spread, painting a different picture of the man behind the jokes. Accusations of child endangerment hit hard, leading to courtrooms and sentences that included close monitoring and talks with experts to address his choices. Previously adored, he now faced criticism that shut doors to new projects, leaving concerts and auditions as distant memories. He shared stories of mental health challenges that contributed, trying to explain the path that led there. Independent music efforts followed, songs released on his own terms, hoping to reconnect without the industry's backing. But reputation stains lingered, making recovery tough in a business where image matters immensely. Such declines highlight risks of quick rise to fame, where foundations might not be ready for the pressures that follow. Acting gigs that paid well once resisted his return, and music ventures struggled without endorsements or tours. Those monthly expenses, once manageable, ballooned into an impossible load, forcing him to seek bankruptcy protection as a last resort. His admission in court years later underscored the gravity, probation stretching out as a reminder of consequences. Counseling sessions aimed to heal, but public eyes stayed skeptical, eroding trust built over years of entertainment. Former teen idol status faded into obscurity, with plans to revive his craft met by closed opportunities. Writings on mental hurdles shed light on inner battles that fueled the spiral, yet harm done in judgments proved hard to overturn. Attempts at solo releases reflected a desire to persist, crafting melodies away from spotlight, but shadow of past weighed heavy. This narrative exemplifies how celebritized childhood, intersected by personal missteps and law involvement, can unravel careers entrenched in showbiz. Additionally, Courtney Love stands out as the lead singer of the alternative rock band Hole, and the widow of Nirvana's frontman Kurt Cobain. She lived a life filled with artistic rebellion and personal chaos that many people still talk about. After Cobain died, Love inherited a large part of his estate, including a 25% share of Nirvana's publishing rights, which meant she got money from songs and publishing deals. Yet, she has talked openly about losing over $500 million because of fraud and legal fights. People around her took advantage of her during tough times, especially when she was grieving and not thinking clearly. In her interviews, she shared how she got deep into drugs and let friends or helpers steal from her fame. Court papers showed that she was in such bad shape that she had to borrow money from her daughter's trust fund to keep going. She even admitted to being homeless at one point and getting locked out of her own home while dealing with big lawsuits and trying to get clean from drugs. Her struggles with mental health, added to her wild public image, turned her into a person the music world argued about a lot. Still, she stays important in the grunge and punk scenes, with lyrics that are honest and bold, never following rules. Her story paints a picture of dealing with grief, losing loved ones, and finding a way to survive without fame always shielding a person from being tricked or falling apart. Many fans wonder how someone with such success could end up in such hard spots. Experts say her case shows how addiction and bad choices can ruin fortunes fast. She has spoken about lawsuits that drained her money, including fights with family and business people. During recovery, she faced times where she had no steady home, living in places not fit for her reputation in the industry. Her daughter Frances Bean has also talked about the family's troubled past. Court records detail how managers and friends swindled her, leaving her with little after Cobain's death by suicide in 1994. In the grunge era, Hole's albums like Live Through This brought her fame, but personal issues overshadowed much of her career. Love tried acting too, appearing in movies like The People vs. Larry Flynt, which got her Oscar nods. However, scandals and rehab stints often filled the news instead of her music. Fans remember her as a punk rock icon who spoke up for women's rights and against abuse. The video about famous stars losing it all includes her to show how even legends can hit rock bottom. Her life highlights risks in the entertainment world, where quick wealth can vanish with bad decisions. Survivors like her share stories to help others avoid similar traps. Through it all, she kept making music and pushing boundaries, refusing to quiet down despite the costs. Isaac Hayes was a giant in the world of soul music, known for his deep baritone voice and his iconic song theme from Shaft. His music became the soundtrack for a cultural moment in the 1970s, helping shape black soul and funk music at a time of great change. Hayes was not only a celebrated singer, but also a key figure at Stax Records, where his innovative sound influenced many artists and left an indelible mark on the genre. With his Grammy wins and massive popularity, it seemed Hayes was at the peak of his career. But despite his success, financial troubles soon began to overshadow his life. In the mid-1970s, Hayes filed for bankruptcy, with debts that exceeded $6 million. This dramatic fall was largely due to his poor financial decisions, including extravagant spending, failed business ventures, and mismanagement. He opened a chain of restaurants, which ultimately failed, draining much of his wealth. Perhaps the hardest blow of all was losing the rights to much of his own music, a devastating loss that not only hurt him financially, but also emotionally. Despite these setbacks, Hayes did not disappear from the public eye. He reinvented himself, first by voicing the character Chef on the popular animated show South Park. This role brought him back into the spotlight, and he began to rebuild his career through touring and recording new music. Over time, he regained some stability and respect in the industry, but the scars from his earlier financial fall never completely faded. Isaac Hayes' life serves as a powerful reminder of the risks artists face when they don't control their own legacy, and the cost of creative freedom in a business that can be both rewarding and unforgiving. Marvin Gaye, one of the greatest voices in soul and R&B music, captured the hearts of millions with his unforgettable hits like What's Going On, Let's Get It On, and Sexual Healing. These songs not only defined an era, but also changed the landscape of music with their emotional depth and social commentary. However, behind the melodies and smooth voice was a man wrestling with personal demons that would eventually overshadow his musical legacy. Gaye's life took a turn for the worse in the late 1970s and early 1980s as he faced significant financial troubles. He owed millions in back taxes, a burden that stemmed from both lavish spending and poor financial management. This forced him into a tax exile in Europe, where he lived in isolation, struggling with depression and addiction. Despite his success, Gaye's personal life was in turmoil. When he returned to the U.S., he moved back into his parents' home in Los Angeles, but his mental health continued to deteriorate. In 1984, a tragic and shocking event took place. Just a day before his 45th birthday, Marvin Gaye was fatally shot by his father during a heated argument. This senseless act ended the life of one of music's most brilliant and beloved figures. His death sent shockwaves through the world, leaving fans and the music industry to mourn a talent lost too soon. Marvin Gaye's story is a haunting reminder of the struggles that even the most gifted individuals can face, and the depth of his personal pain remains tied to his enduring artistic legacy. Leif Garrett became a household name in the late 1970s, capturing the hearts of fans as a teen idol. His music hits and acting roles made him a constant presence in teen magazines and on television, solidifying his spot in pop culture. However, his rapid rise to fame came with significant challenges. By his early 20s, Garrett's life began unraveling due to his struggles with drug addiction and reckless behavior. The turning point came in 1979, when he was involved in a car crash while under the influence. His best friend was permanently paralyzed in the accident, and the guilt from that moment haunted Garrett for many years, deepening his depression and fueling a series of legal troubles. As his addiction worsened, Garrett's career started to fade. He faced multiple arrests for drug possession and found himself without a steady income. His personal life deteriorated further, leading to periods where he was couch surfing or living in unstable conditions, even becoming homeless at times. This period of his life was marked by a downward spiral that seemed impossible to escape. After spending some time in jail, Garrett decided to take control of his future. He worked hard to get sober, and over time began to speak openly about the dangers of fame and addiction. Later in life, Garrett made a return to music, but this time with a more raw and introspective approach. His new work was deeply personal, reflecting the struggles he had faced and the lessons he had learned along the way. Leif Garrett's journey is a painful reminder of how fame can sometimes be a double-edged sword, leading to personal destruction if not managed carefully. Through perseverance, he eventually found redemption, though his story continues to serve as a cautionary tale for those who find themselves thrust into the spotlight at an early age. Fantasia Barrino's journey to stardom was marked by challenges that many couldn't have imagined. She became a household name in 2004 when she won American Idol, showcasing her incredible voice to the world. However, her path to success was far from smooth. Growing up in North Carolina, Fantasia had already experienced significant hardship before stepping onto the national stage. At just 17 years old, she became a single mother and faced the trauma of sexual abuse, which deeply impacted her early life. Despite her victory on American Idol and the release of a platinum-selling debut album, Fantasia's career soon hit some major roadblocks. She made financial decisions that later proved detrimental, including signing contracts that benefited others more than her. She found herself surrounded by people who didn't have her best interests at heart, which led to financial struggles. By 2009, she was on the brink of losing her home in Charlotte due to foreclosure, and was publicly battling mounting debts and emotional fatigue. In an interview, Fantasia revealed that she had reached such a low point that she considered ending her life. But Fantasia's story is one of resilience. Instead of succumbing to despair, she began to take control of her life. She focused on rebuilding her finances and returned to her gospel music roots. Her return to Broadway, where she delivered a memorable performance in The Color Purple, marked a turning point in her career. Fantasia also opened up about her struggles through her book and a Lifetime movie, providing a raw and honest look at the challenges she had faced. Over time, she became a beacon of hope and strength for other women who had gone through similar hardships. Today, Fantasia Barrino stands as a symbol of perseverance. Her story is one of growth and healing, showing the world that it's possible to rise above even the most difficult circumstances. Her journey reminds us of the importance of learning from the mistakes of early fame and finding the strength to rebuild, no matter how dark things may seem. In 1983, after achieving global fame, Meat Loaf, born Michael Leaday, faced significant financial troubles. Despite his iconic album Bat Out of Hell, which sold over 40 million copies worldwide, he filed for bankruptcy. His bankruptcy was due to mounting lawsuits amounting to $80 million, fueled by disputes with collaborators, a drug addiction, and a relentless touring schedule that drained him physically and emotionally. As a result, he lost the rights to perform many of his famous songs, adding to the sense of defeat. However, Meat Loaf didn't let these setbacks define him. He fought back against the odds. By the early 90s, he was sober, resolved his legal battles, and released Bat Out of Hell 2 in 1993. The album's massive success reintroduced his powerful ballads to a new generation. In addition to his music career, Meat Loaf also found success in acting, starring in cult films like Fight Club, further cementing his place in pop culture. Over the next several decades, Meat Loaf continued to tour, delighting fans worldwide with his theatrical performances. His resilience, coupled with his unmistakable voice, helped him retain a place in rock history. When he passed away in 2022, his estimated estate was worth $40 million, a testament to his enduring legacy. Meat Loaf's life, marked by highs and lows, showcased his determination to overcome adversity and remain a beloved figure in the world of music and entertainment. Jimi Hendrix, born in 1942 in Seattle, is regarded as one of the most influential guitarists in the history of rock music. His innovative approach to the electric guitar and his unique sound helped define the late 1960s rock scene. Despite his fame, Hendrix's early life was marked by poverty and instability. Raised by his father after his parents' separation, he faced financial hardships and often moved between homes. In his teenage years, he found himself living in basements or rundown hotels, struggling to get by. This rough beginning did not deter him from pursuing music, and he soon joined the army. However, after a short stint, he was discharged, choosing to follow his passion for music full-time. Hendrix's career took off when he moved to London, where he formed the Jimi Hendrix Experience. The band's success was immediate, and with hit songs like Purple Haze and Hey Joe, Hendrix quickly became a sensation. His performances at the Monterey Pop Festival and Woodstock are considered iconic, showcasing his unmatched guitar skills and stage presence. However, despite his rising fame, his personal life was far from stable. He dealt with management issues, constant pressure from his fame, and struggled with drug addiction. The stresses of his rapid rise to stardom took a toll on him emotionally and physically. Tragically, Hendrix died in 1970 at the age of 27, likely from asphyxiation after taking sleeping pills. His death, like his life, was marked by chaos and uncertainty. His estate, which would eventually be worth millions, was left without a will, leading to years of legal battles. Hendrix's legacy, however, lives on through his groundbreaking music, his impact on guitar playing, and his status as a cultural icon. His story remains a poignant reminder of the brilliance and torment of an unfiltered genius, lost far too soon. Before becoming a household name, Cyndi Lauper faced struggles that could have derailed her career. In the early 1980s, Lauper was part of the band Blue Angel, but the group's bitter breakup, combined with a lawsuit, left her financially shattered. By 1981, she had filed for bankruptcy, living in poverty while taking on retail and waitressing jobs. During this time, she even found herself couch surfing and sometimes sleeping in the recording studio. The music industry seemed to have written her off, doubting her future success. Despite these setbacks, Lauper refused to give up on her dream. She reinvented herself and continued to pursue her vision. Her persistence paid off when she secured a solo record deal, leading to the release of She's So Unusual in 1983. This debut album was a groundbreaking success, with hits like Girls Just Wanna Have Fun and Time After Time becoming iconic anthems. The album earned Lauper a Grammy and established her as an international pop sensation. Her career didn't stop there. Lauper continued to evolve, branching into Broadway and using her platform to champion causes close to her heart, especially advocating for LGBTQ rights. Her ability to stay relevant over the years, while maintaining her authenticity, is rare in the ever-changing music industry. Today, Cyndi Lauper's net worth is estimated at $50 million, a far cry from the poverty she once faced. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience, creativity, and the unyielding pursuit of one's passion. Toni Braxton, the renowned R&B singer known for her hits like Unbreak My Heart and Breathe Again, shocked fans twice by filing for bankruptcy. Despite her success in the 1990s, achieving platinum status and global recognition, Braxton found herself financially devastated due to one of the worst recording contracts of the era. Her deal only gave her a small fraction of the money her music earned, leading her into deep debt. In 1998, she filed for bankruptcy, citing debts exceeding $3.9 million. Braxton made a comeback with new music and a popular Las Vegas residency, but her career faced another setback when she was diagnosed with lupus. This health condition forced her to cancel performances, which led to lawsuits and more financial strain. By 2010, she filed for bankruptcy again, this time owing nearly $50 million, which included unpaid taxes and personal expenses. Her extravagant spending habits and love for luxury only added to her troubles. Yet, Braxton displayed incredible resilience. She shifted her focus to television, starring in the reality show Braxton Family Values, which played a crucial role in rebuilding her brand and finances. She also became an advocate for lupus awareness, using her platform to educate the public about the disease. Now, Toni Braxton is worth an estimated $8 million and has adopted a more cautious lifestyle. Her story serves as a reminder of the harsh realities of the music industry, where success can come at a steep personal cost, especially when contracts and health issues collide. Through their struggles, these artists have shown that the path to fame is not always a smooth one, and that even the most successful can face devastating setbacks. For many, the journey from stardom to homelessness was marked by a combination of personal hardships, financial mismanagement, and the toll of a demanding career. Some found themselves overwhelmed by addiction, while others were simply unable to cope with the pressures of maintaining fame. Their stories reflect the harsh realities of living in the public eye, where the price of success can sometimes be higher than expected. Yet, in the midst of these hardships, many of them displayed incredible resilience, finding ways to survive and even rebuild their lives. These artists are a testament to the strength of the human spirit, showing that no matter how far someone falls, there is always a chance for recovery. Despite their fall from grace, their stories remind us that fame is fleeting and that everyone, regardless of their past, deserves a chance at redemption.